I'm Chef Lou, Elite Catering. Welcome. Beautiful day today. Nice little breeze going. That's a good thing. Because yesterday I didn't even know it was October or not. It was hot yesterday. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, I'm the chef, owner of Elite Catering. And this is part of my wife, Edna. We created this business back about 10 years ago. I'm retired Army. I did 20 years in the military. I was not a cook in the military. That's the question I always get. Was you a cook in the military? No, I was not a cook in the military. I just enjoy cooking. When I was in the military, I was stationed up in Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, and my family's from there, so I opened up a restaurant there. It was a soul food and Spanish. Now, when I say Spanish, I'm from Puerto Rico originally. That's where I'm from. So Puerto Rican food and soul food, and we opened a restaurant up in New Jersey, and then the military moved me. So I had to shut that down. I ended up here in Fayetteville. Most of my career has been right here in Fort Bragg. I'm a paratrooper as well. So I kept coming back to Fort Bragg. So I've lived here more years than I've lived anywhere else, Puerto Rico, New Jersey, and everything. But upon retiring back in 2006, I didn't really have an idea what I was going to do, and I said, well, you know what? I like the food business, I really do. So I attended Fayetteville Tech Community College here, and I completed a culinary degree, business degree, and a hotel restaurant management degree. I just love that school. It's a very good school. They got a really good program over there for those of y'all that are looking for a culinary or anybody interested in the culinary field. They just expanded their kitchen. Beautiful program they have over there. So I always tell people about that. Upon completing my degrees over there, we decided to open up our catering kitchen. It's located right here on Trade Street. A lot of people don't know what Trade Street is because, as you can see, this Main Street right here, we're behind all these buildings. This is actually the original downtown of Hope Mills. There's the old post office back there. There's a bakery back there. Marcy's Bakery's back there. So if you've never been back there, take a ride back there. Marcy's back there at the bakery. But that's where I've been in for the last 10 years. We had a restaurant back there. It was Lou's Backstreet Grill. I did breakfast and lunch for about 8 years. But this catering took off so well and everything, it becomes a little overwhelming sometimes to run a restaurant and catering. So we decided to shut it down and just concentrate on catering. And then I got another toy, which was my food truck. Always wanted a food truck. I just love it. I enjoy meeting people. The food truck is mobile, so that's pretty cool. You know, with a restaurant, you're there. If they don't walk in your establishment, then you just sit there. Food truck, I put it in drive, and I move somewhere else. So that's the beauty of having a food truck. Okay, the party's over there, so I'll just move this whole thing over there. So I really enjoy the food truck. But catering is our number one love. Should I say? I love cooking. As y'all can see today, we got some fried chicken, we got some pork steaks, grilled pork steaks, we got some mac and cheese, we got some corn on the cob, some green beans, and chicken tenders for all little ones as well, okay?
I think one thing about your food that I want to point out is that, you know, Elite Catering makes it sound like it's only for like fancy events or things like that, but y'all do true comfort food, and I love that about it. And you offer that even on your food truck. And
Yes,
tell them about the event coming up at Cape Fear Botanical Garden.
Well, I can let my wife talk about that because she's the one coordinating that whole thing. But Elite Catering, where I can cook so many different types of food. And that's the beauty of it. We can customize a menu. So you come to us and we'll sit down and customize a menu. So I just don't cook one type of food. I can cook Italian, soul food, Puerto Rican food, you name it. Well, and I like to think out the box. So as you can see, my wife, you know, I cook the good food and my wife is the decor, and it's all about presentation. Presentation is very important, and not only that, the quality. We don't cut no corners on quality, and so I bring the good food, and my other half here, come on here, she does all the decor and goes with the theme and so forth. As you can see, the little decor she has out here today, because truthfully, we eat with eyes first, and then it really tastes good. Right? So Edna can talk about the Cape Fear that's coming up.
October 15th. It's called, it's
like a series of celebrations at the garden. So we wanted to expose as many people as possible to the garden and all its beauty, as well as allow the caterers there and other vendors there to showcase their style and what they do. So we're going to do the first series, and it'll be followed by other caterers as well. So we invite everyone to come on out there. It's like, I think, $25, but it includes a complete meal by Chef Lou. We have Mike, the traveling bartender with a bar. We have Marcy Mang, our cake decorator. And we have Alex Christopher Designs, who's our in-house designer. So it's going to be a fabulous evening showcasing the garden as well as our vendors. So if you guys are free on Monday the 15th from 6 to 8, please do come out.
Well, thank you. And there you have it at Cape Fear Botanical Gardens, okay? It's about the whole experience. It's just not about just having some good food coming out there. It's about the whole experience, how service and how good the food is, and presentation, all that comes into one.
This is our 6th season at Galbraith Corn Maze, and about 8 years ago, my husband's grandmother passed away, and so her land, which is all the farmland on this road, it was a total of about 60 acres, but it was in several tracts. And one of the tracts was 12 acres, and so my son came home from Raleigh one day and said, "Mom, I'm going to buy great-grandmother's 12-acre tract that Uncle Dennis used to live on, and I am going to turn it into a corn maze." And my husband and I were getting ready to retire, and we had never heard of a corn maze. And we didn't know what a corn maze was. And when my husband found out that people actually would pay to walk through a crop, he being raised on this farm, he just, his mouth dropped open. He's like, "People do that, son?" And he said, "Yes, Daddy, they're all up in Raleigh." And so he has a job and works and lives in Raleigh at RTP. He's associate scientist for a pharmaceutical company. And so he basically bought the land, would come home and help us get it started. So we never really retired, is bottom line. We never retired. We did, but we didn't. So we're not really good at retirement. So we got to get better at that. But this was his Uncle Dennis's land. He lived on this land. And this most of the middle section of Braxton Road was a farm that was owned by my husband's in-laws and outlaws. And so it was the Smith land and McLean land. And so when our boys were little, they would walk up and down the road because it was a dirt road. Believe it or not, years ago, my son owns Corn Maze is 41, and this was a dirt road. And he and his brother would get in a wagon and walk down to Grandma's, and you would never see a car, a bus, anything. It was a dirt road. So that's how far along Braxton Road has come. But anyway, the very tractor that you see over here was my father-in-law's tractor. And my son said, "Mom, the very first thing I want to put down there on that Corn Maze property is Granddaddy's tractor, because I want every little boy and girl to be able to sit on a tractor and pretend like they're driving it like I used to do on Granddaddy's lap." So that is a great photo op, and when we hold field trips and on the weekends, you wouldn't believe the little boys and little girls' big smiles when they pretend like they're driving that tractor. So he towed his Granddaddy's tractor down here, and it's just been precious to see families come here and enjoy outdoor environments that he enjoyed when he was a little boy. And it's a wholesome thing. They get to walk the land like he did when he was a little boy, and he just doesn't want it. He's been approached by developers, but he doesn't want to develop it. He wants to keep it as something that everyone can enjoy with their families, because there's not a whole lot to do in Hope Mills, especially outdoors. And so there's a lot of development going on around here. He comments about it every time he comes home, the development that's going on in houses. And it just, it affected him, and he just wanted something that was outdoors, that like it used to be when he was a little boy. So that's how Galbraith Corn Maze got started, and here we are 6 years later. And everybody, the community keeps welcoming us, and the schools keep welcoming us. We have field trips Monday through Friday mornings, and we're open to the public on weekends. We have about 7 or 8 counties of schools that come. And so we stayed booked up. Actually, we run 7 days a week. And I need to correct my son because he said, Mom, it's only going to be like, you're still going to be basically retired because it's only going to be like 3 months out of the year. We're like, son, really? You need to come home more often. Because someone was asking me, when do we get the design? We start the design in March. We finish up the end of November.
Tell us how you do the design, and a lot of people think that this is a corn maze, but it's actually sorghum, isn't it?
It is sorghum. It is. We planted corn the first year, and that was not a success. The kind of weather that we have around here, and most of the corn mazes are sorghum. People don't realize it, but it is sorghum. Sorghum can take extreme heat because you plant, you plow this up March or April. You plant the week of July 4th. So there's
Super
a lot
hot.
of drought during that time. And but the sorghum can handle it. Sorghum can handle wind. Our sorghum has gone through Matthew and Florence.
Oh, wow.
Our two unfavorite people. But sorghum can take the wind and it can sit in water as well. Corn cannot. Sorghum is really a breed on its own because me being a city girl, I've learned a lot with a corn maze. Sorghum, once it gets blown over, it will actually grow feet. It will grow a foot and stand itself back up as long as the sun is shining.
Wow.
So it is an awesome product. And it will stay green much longer than corn. I know you've driven down roads and see corn that's just really brown, and that is really not really old corn. If it's been a long dry season, that has not been planted a long time. But this will usually, if the weather stays good, it will hold up usually until middle of November before it really starts turning brown.
Jeanette, tell us when your season ends this year.
We are going to tag on another weekend because we did lose 2 weekends due to Florence. She actually came through about 2 days before we were supposed to open. Bless her heart. but we are thinking about being open Veterans Day, but we're not sure. Don't put that in stone. But we are planning because that's on a Monday. But we're just not sure. Depends on how tired we are. But we do plan on going through the second Sunday in November.
Okay.
We were originally supposed to close the 4th, but we're going to close the 2nd.
Second Sunday in November. Okay. So tell us what out here we can't miss or overlook while we're exploring the farm.
Oh, you can't miss the 6,000 pounds of corn in the corn shack. And who wants to volunteer to come help us unload that next year? It comes in August, by the way. It comes in 6 1,000-pound bags.
Wow.
So, I didn't hear you, buddy.
I'll pass on that one.
3rd week of August. So y'all put that in your calendar for next year. You can come help us. Yeah, that's a chore in and of itself. But yeah, I would say the hottest thing out here for kids, especially field trippers, and the bus drivers love me. With all that corn, they definitely have to sweep their bus that day.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll have 3 and 4 buses come out here. We take whole grade levels, and the best thing out here to them, to a kid and the parents. I mean, I'll walk past that corn shack at night, and there'll be a whole family laying down in there. And the daddies get the brunt of it. The kids just love to bury daddy, and I'll say, well, leave them a nose, and 2 eyes. But there's 6,000 pounds of corn in there with 2 slides, and they just love that corn shack. You hear the parents trying to get the kids up, and they're screaming all the way out. You know, you see corn dropping everywhere.
And so your maze this year has a theme. It's God Bless USA?
Yes, God Bless USA.
Love it. Love it. And that's a 5 acres?
It's a total of 6 acres.
Okay.
And there's a video on Facebook if you want to see how they cut it. I posted a video when they were cutting it that day, and it's cut by GPS. Wow. And it's designed by a design team, and then they hook this GPS system up to their, we go back and forth with emails until we get the design we want, and we have to give them the measurements of our field, and then they input the measurements, and then they have to tweak the design, and we go back and forth until we get it exactly like we like it, until we get the pass like we like it. And then they come out with a GPS hooked to their machine. It's not really a tractor, but you can see it online. It's really amazing. I went up in the tower and saw them this year when they were doing it. And it's really awesome. But a lot of times we'll have a sponsor, but if we don't get a sponsor in time, because they travel, the people that cut them travel from other states, and they have to get a schedule because they're going from state to state. So we've got one pretty much lined up for next year because we missed it by a couple weeks this year. So we decided to go ahead and do God Bless the USA because the flag flag and the eagle that we wanted fit in our design perfectly, our measurements perfectly. So, and we're a military town, and we have been here our whole life. So
That's wonderful.
We have a lot of military that come out, and we just appreciate the military so much. They've been really good supporters of God.
Okay guys, we're getting ready to do the corn maze. I don't normally do these because I get lost every time. But we're going in as a group. So let's hope we stay together as a group. Just saying. We are stuck in the corn maze, people. I should have followed my mind and not done this. We've been walking in circles. We're about to put up the flag. Y'all. Barely. We were stranded in the wilderness. God came through. Crystal is like praising God. So, we finally made it out the maze. And now all the kids are playing. Can you stop? Those are the tube slides. I don't know what this is called, but they like roll them. That's the maze we just escaped from. And the bouncy ball. Bouncy corral.
It's the teenager. Not a teenager.